What's up, Taiwan? I'm Tiffany Wong with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. An open-source analyst has discovered an image showing a Chinese bridge meant for use in an attack on Taiwan. The image shows a large bridge in southern China and was first verified by open-source intelligence analyst Damian Simon. A video, which appears to be the source of the image, has surfaced online but has not been independently verified by TaiwanPlus. Military affairs publication Naval News revealed the existence of 3 of these bridges for the first time earlier this year. Analysts told Naval News that China would use the bridges to move weapons and troops in an invasion of Taiwan. President Lai Ching-te has announced measures to combat China's attempts to influence Taiwanese society. Reese Ayers has more details.
Chinese espionage and national security were the focus of a surprise press event held by Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te on Thursday afternoon. Lai laid out 17 new measures to protect Taiwan and its citizens from what he called major threats from the Chinese Communist Party. Some of these threats include efforts to confuse national identity, economic coercion, and military espionage. Among the new measures are working with allies to communicate Taiwan's strong national will, reforms to military law, including harsher punishments for personnel who work against the national interest, and bringing back the military court system, closer monitoring of Taiwanese citizens going to China, and more regulations on Chinese, Hong Kong, and Macanese citizens looking to settle in Taiwan, raising awareness of the risks of traveling to China for Taiwanese people, and strategic adjustments to cross-strait economic and trade structures. All this, Lai says, in response to China's constant attempts to undermine Taiwan's sovereignty.
过去这段时间，中国更利用民主台湾的自由与多元开放，吸收黑道、媒体、名嘴、政党，乃至于现退役军警，在我们的内部进行分化、破坏、颠覆等活动。
In addition, concerns have been growing domestically in Taiwan over China's ability to infiltrate the country, including Taiwanese military personnel being compromised, government officials with links to the Chinese Communist Party, fears that China's trying to recruit Taiwanese students studying in China, and even with social media influencers, including cases recently with some high-profile Taiwanese artists and influencers being called out for writing or posting articles on Chinese social media platform Weibo that call Taiwan a province of China. All this has been enough to push Lai and his administration to take a fine-tooth comb to the many and varied ways that China is trying to undermine Taiwan's sovereignty and seal off pathways Beijing is using to tighten its grip on Taiwanese society. John Su, Ryan Wu, and Reese Ayers in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Sensitive information about one of Taiwan's most advanced weapons could now be in the hands of China. That's after a retired officer took advantage of U.S.-Taiwan defense ties to steal state secrets. Jaime Okan reports.
This is the Xiongfeng 3 anti-ship missile, one of Taiwan's most advanced domestically made weapons. But now, sensitive information about its use and deployment could have been leaked to China. On Wednesday, Taiwan's Defense Ministry confirmed a former Air Force officer surnamed Shi was recruited by China after retiring in 2008. He then persuaded an active duty air traffic controller to leak classified information. Both men were paid a combined total of just over $45,000 US. The case is still ongoing, but 3 people have already been indicted.
这个案子是政战局在112年1月接获官兵检举以后，那么通报国安局统合宪兵指挥部实施专案调查。那么在案件发现之初就采取了管控措施来降低损害。
Shi allegedly took advantage of the U.S.'s close defense ties with Taiwan. He's accused of pretending to be affiliated with an American think tank in order to convince service members to share intelligence. He was released on a $3,000 US bail last week, and the air traffic controller is still held in detention. The incident is just the latest example of Chinese espionage within Taiwan's military. Numbers from Taiwan's National Security Bureau show that 9 people were charged with suspicion of espionage from 2001 to 2009. Between 2011 and 2023, that number rose to 113 military and civilian personnel. Last year alone saw a record 64 people charged with spying. Sensitive information about how Taiwan deploys its fighter jets was also leaked, and military observers here said that information could be used to undermine Taiwan's defense.
现在我们的空防啊，我们的战斗机上去怎么样拦截？程序是什么？要去哪里站位？啊，这个我们起飞的这个程序啊，紧急起飞多久啊？这还有调度哈，被人家知道，我真是觉得这个非常的不好。
Fears are rising over the growing threat posed by Chinese espionage. Beijing's military dumps resources into understanding how its adversaries, countries like the U.S. and Taiwan, structure their defense.
目前会有这么多的 case， 主要是因为中国加大它的这个就是 operation， 所以都是用很小的代价。那象征就是这些比较比较低的 rank 的人，他可能比较容易被受到金钱的诱惑。
As Taiwan's military steps up its counter-espionage efforts, it remains unclear how big the problem is. What is clear is that if the military hopes to counter the threat from China, it's first going to have to address the one in its own ranks. Fu Hong and Jaime Okan for TaiwanPlus.
A museum in Tokyo is offering its visitors a trip back in time with a wide array of vintage gadgets. Chelsea Wu has the story.
In a corner of central Tokyo, a unique museum devoted to vintage cameras and telecom technology. The Extinct Media Museum showcases everything from Betacams to floppy disks and classic Sony gadgets, offering visitors like 59-year-old Mika Matsuda a nostalgic journey into the past and a reminder of the everyday items that once shaped their lives.
本当にこの世代生きてきた人たちが見ると、なんか自分の人生がこうフラッシュバックするというか、なんかあの時私こんな感じだったよね、こんな楽しいことやってたよねっていうのもここに来てなんか思い出させてもらえるみたいな面白い博物館だなっていうのを思いました。
The museum, open since 2023, was founded on the belief that eventually all media gadgets will die out. Its mission is to preserve these gadgets, including this Path Baby camera, which dates back to 1922. But what really makes this museum stand apart? Visitors are welcome to touch and hold all the displayed artifacts. The aim is to promote a complete sensory experience.
見ただけじゃ絶対重さはわかんない。こんな重いんだ。こういう風に担ぐんだとか、まあ結構機材って匂いとかもあるじゃないですか。こういう匂いするんだとか。得られる情報が段違いに多いので。
The museum regularly accepts donations from visitors like 56-year-old automobile designer Hisashi Ito, who bought in a small handheld clock and cassette tapes from his personal collection.
で、それで、まあ、どっちにしろうちで自分で持ってても、そのまんま多分、まあ、例えば自分が死んだら多分そのまま捨てられちゃうと思うんですよね。それよりは、人が見て楽しんでもらえる方が、なんか有効活用かなと思います。
By inviting the community to interact with the gadgets and to donate their own, the Extinct Media Museum not only preserves outdated technology, but also offers a space where forgotten items come back to life. A reminder that even in a digital world, analog memories still hold a timeless charm. Scott Wong and Chelsea Wu for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. For more stories from Taiwan and beyond, visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow us on social media. Finally, check out this exhibition by French artist Hervé de Rosa at a museum in France. I'm Tiffany Wong. Take care and see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and around the world, follow TaiwanPlus on socials. Pika!